General Hospital's Katelyn MacMullen on Willow's plans for Drew and Michael, and whether she can be redeemed. Katelyn MacMullen has always understood that playing Willow Corinthos means walking a razor-thin line between grace and chaos. For years on General Hospital, Willow was the gentle schoolteacher with a soft voice and an iron will, a woman who survived cult trauma, protected her child at all costs, and tried to build a quiet life in the middle of Port Charles' constant storms. But now, the storms are inside her. In a recent wave of explosive episodes, Willow's world has fractured. Her marriage to Michael is strained beyond recognition, trust has evaporated, and Drew's steady presence in her life has become both a comfort and a complication. According to MacMullen, this isn't just another love triangle, it's a reckoning. Willow doesn't wake up thinking she's the villain, MacMullen says thoughtfully. In her mind, she's trying to survive. She's trying to hold on to love wherever she can find it. The tragedy is that she doesn't always see the damage she's causing while she's doing that. Willow's growing closeness to Drew has raised eyebrows across Port Charles and ignited fury in Michael. What started as emotional support during a difficult period has evolved into something far more intimate. Stolen glances have turned into late-night conversations. Emotional vulnerability has blurred into desire. And for Willow, who has always craved safety and stability, Drew represents something different from Michael. Drew listens to her, MacMullen explains. Michael loves her deeply, but Michael comes with expectations, with pressure, with the weight of the Corinthos name. Drew offers her a space where she feels seen without judgment. But does that justify crossing a line? That's the question, MacMullen admits with a small smile, and that's why it's so compelling. Behind the scenes, the actress reveals that Willow's plans regarding Drew and Michael are less calculated revenge and more desperate self-preservation. Willow feels betrayed, not necessarily by infidelity, but by emotional distance. Michael's growing intensity, his protectiveness, and his alignment with Sunny's world have begun to frighten her. She sees shades of danger, shades of control, and Willow has spent too much of her life under someone else's control to ever willingly return to that place. When Willow senses that she's losing herself, she panics, MacMullen says. And when she panics, she makes bold choices. Bold choices like leaning into her connection with Drew. Like confiding secrets she once only shared with her husband. Like considering a future that doesn't include Michael. But redemption, that's the word fans keep debating. Can Willow be redeemed if she betrays Michael? If she breaks apart her family? If she knowingly steps into a relationship that will devastate multiple lives? MacMullen doesn't hesitate. Absolutely, she says, because redemption isn't about never messing up. It's about what you do after you realize you have. The key, she believes, lies in accountability. Willow has always been driven by guilt, sometimes too much. When she makes mistakes, she doesn't brush them aside. She internalizes them. She spirals. And in the upcoming arc, that spiral may become impossible to ignore. There's a moment coming, MacMullen teases, where Willow has to look at herself honestly, not as the victim, not as the scared girl from Dawn of Day, but as a woman who made a choice. That choice may involve finally confronting Michael with the truth about her feelings. It may involve telling Drew that what they're doing has consequences, and it may involve losing both men in the process. Willow has this fear of abandonment, MacMullen says softly, but sometimes growth requires standing alone. The emotional heart of the storyline, she reveals, isn't romance, it's identity. Willow has spent years defining herself as a wife, a mother, a survivor. But who is she outside of those roles? Is she capable of passion without guilt, of independence without self-destruction? Fans have watched Willow endure heartbreak before. They've seen her grieve, forgive, and fight. But this version of Willow is different. She's less certain, less saintly, more human. And that humanity may be her saving grace. People want characters to be perfect, MacMullen says. But perfection is boring. I'd rather play someone flawed and real. The chemistry between Willow and Drew has undeniably shifted the landscape of Port Charles. For Michael, it's a betrayal that cuts deeper than business rivalries or mob wars. For Sunny, It's another fracture in a family already strained. For Carly, it's complicated beyond measure. And for Willow, it's terrifying, MacMullen admits, because she knows she could lose everything. Yet there's also a spark in her performance, a flicker of liberation. Willow isn't simply reacting anymore. She's choosing, even if those choices are messy. As for whether Willow ultimately ends up with Drew, returns to Michael, or stands alone, MacMullen remains tight-lipped. What I can say is that Willow's journey isn't about which man she chooses. It's about whether she chooses herself in a healthy way. That path may require heartbreak. It may require public fallout. It may even require Willow admitting she was wrong. But redemption on General Hospital has never been about spotless records. It's about transformation. Sunny has been redeemed. Carly has been redeemed. Even characters who have committed far worse have found their way back into the light. Willow's sins, by comparison, are heartbreakingly human. She's not trying to destroy anyone, MacMullen says. She's trying to feel safe and loved. The problem is, she's looking for it in a way that might hurt the people she cares about most. In the coming weeks, viewers will see Willow push to emotional extremes. Confrontations will erupt, secrets will surface, and one devastating conversation may change everything. But if there's one thing MacMullen wants fans to remember, it's this: don't give up on her. Because beneath the confusion, beneath the questionable decisions, Willow is still the woman who fought to protect her child, still the woman who believed in kindness, still the woman searching for peace in a town that rarely offers it. And maybe redemption isn't about undoing mistakes. Maybe it's about facing them and choosing to do better next time. For Willow Corinthos, that choice is coming. And when it does, Port Charles may never be the same.